It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises. It's the Washington Commanders and the Green Bay Packers. Next on Madden Football.
It's a venue and a city that's seen more NFL history than just about anyone else. Welcome to Lambeau Field in the heart of Green Bay. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Here's Brandon McManus to get this one going. And here we go from Lambeau. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. So the Commanders' offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by an elite runner, one of the game's top dual-threat young quarterbacks. He was taken second in 2024, Jayden Daniels.
Jayden's the closest thing we've seen to Lamar Jackson. And while there's only one Lamar Jackson, the two-time MVP, Jayden's going to push him a little bit in this league. He is a tremendous athlete. Over 1,000 yards rushing down the SEC, and he's just got the instincts, the feel to know when to run it. And man, he can also sling it. A quick, compact, accurate release. I can't wait to watch this guy's skill set unfold in the NFL.
He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Javon Bullard bringing that play to an end. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Adds just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
Short pass brought in. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Brought down by Quay Walker.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
They kick the running back in motion. Dumped off to his running back. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
Play fake here, Daniels. That's complete. Here's Brown. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
On first down, here's Eckler. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Devontae Wyatt finishing that play off. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid gain, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
And he's got it down to the 30 before going out. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Now Daniels off the play action. Deep down the right sideline, it's his running back making the catch. It's enough for a first down. Nice find by the rookie quarterback from LSU.
I don't know about you, Kate, but I think somebody's auditioning for some extra work as a receiver. If he could do that coming out of the backfield, imagine the damage he could do if they sent.
So the red challenge flag has hit the field. Matt LaFleur wants to see this again. So what we're all looking for here, did he secure the catch and maintain it while also getting both feet down?
Yeah, this is why it's a perfect look. This is why teams scout body control and field awareness for these pass catchers. For moments like this, he did not have much margin for error, and it happens oh so fast.
All right, so that challenge is unsuccessful, but still a chance to earn a third one if their next challenge leads to an overturned call. This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Here's Robinson. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Driven backward to the 11 as they line up for 2nd and goal. To throw, Daniels. This throw is cut. We'll head out of bounds after a small gain. Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap to Daniels. And oh, he got it! Interception!
Not a lot of one-play swings bigger than that one right there. That throw looked destined for 6, and instead, well, it gets intercepted by the defense. The only way to get bigger is if he somehow returned it 100-plus yards for 6 the other way. But what a gigantic swing of emotion.
So the Packers offense getting set for their first drive. They'll be led out by the Utah State product and former first-rounder back in 2020, Jordan Love.
It took Jordan Love a little while for him to get his chance to start in the NFL. He had to watch Aaron Rodgers for a number of years, but guess what? Aaron had to watch Brett, and it paid huge dividends. And it sure looks like Jordan Love, to start his career, is doing the same. He didn't just watch Aaron Rodgers. He worked on his game. He developed his game over 3 years. And when he got his chance, he sure looked like a young star at the position.
Here's Josh Jacobs getting his first look on the ground. And he could only get a lone yard. Took a couple of guys to haul him down near the line.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Throwing on 1st down, Love. This is on target to Christian Watson. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Love out of the shotgun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Pass was thrown for Christian Watson, but still plenty of options left on 3rd and short.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Love on 3rd and short. And no look there, and that throw falls to the ground.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So fourth down, here comes Daniel Whelan to send it flying for the Packers. And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And the Commanders will go on offense. Back out run the Commanders for their second drive of the game. And as they take the field, Brock, they got to be thankful that interception didn't cost them. Still scoreless here.
I like how you say they. I think the quarterback in particular
Yep.
right, loves a chance to have in golf a breakfast ball or a mulligan, another opportunity to flush that first drive away.
Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Brought in right side. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I wish everybody had the opportunity to feel how fast that decision is made. With that RPO, it is a split second. And when you make the incorrect read, well, the play's busted up before it ever has a chance to start.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. He gets this one to McLaurin. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
When you throw that comeback route versus zone, you have to see the underneath defenders. It's frankly easier, Kate, to throw it versus man-to-man. You know where everybody is. But in zone, you better trust your eyes underneath. And when you do, there's completions like that to be had.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. That's McLaurin on the quick slant. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Again, Daniels to the air. It's taken in by Eckler. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
On 1st down, here's Daniels. Finds a seam down the middle. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. It's a 21-yard gain. And the Commanders will have a first.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It can be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation. So there's...
Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Pretty even match in this first half, and you're just kind of waiting. Right, you just kind of try to get a feel for which defense is going to come to life. And when you get that sack, that could go a long way to infusing some energy on that side of the ball.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Now Daniels to throw. Complete. It's McLaurin. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped.
I know on the stat sheet, Kate, that shows up as passing yards, but any defensive coordinator will take it. Understanding down and distance and keeping that offense short of the sticks.
On comes Austin Seibert and the Commanders' field goal unit to try this on 4th down. From the left hash, this will be from 50. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that will get them on the board.
I know they love that golf adage, drive for show, putt for dough, but it's awfully nice to drive for show and to have that kind of weapon in your back pocket.
It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flying. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Play fake, it's Love. He's got Watson. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Only a solitary field goal so far as we're through 1 quarter. Just a field goal separates these two. We'll return to historic Lambeau Field after this. Time for our 2nd quarter. It'll be Packer football to begin. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Jacobs running behind center. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Frankie Louvu there for the tackle. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
They stick with Jacobs. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the 1st down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's good for a Green Bay 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Looking for Christian Watson that time. So it's 2nd down coming up. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this is a physical game, all 100 yards up and into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Turning to Jacobs on 3rd. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Stopped for no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th and 2.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. They'll run for it. Jacobs. And he drives this forward to the 6. That was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see, because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a 1st.
That is an old school battle you simply love to see. An offense that close to a first down, a defense that knows there's a run headed its way. It's a battle of wills. It's the offense that gets it done this time.
Putting the tight end in motion. Shotgun now for Love. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So now it'll be 2nd and goal.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Love from the gun. That throw behind his intended target.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Here's Love to throw. Escapes the pocket. And this is going to be a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers take a 2nd quarter lead. Jordan Love, the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
That one right down the middle. And the Packers take a 4-point lead. On now is McManus to kick this away. He fields it from the 8. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. Washington ready to go on offense as they take the field. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. It's an option right that begins this drive. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Any tackle for loss hurts, Kate, but they hurt that much more from a defensive back. Those guys typically are better in coverage, and you got to find a way to make them miss in the backfield.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Out of the gun, Daniels. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. Finds his target, Robinson. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong, where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Fair catch made a little beyond the 20-yard line. So no return on that punt. And the Packers will take over possession. The Packers ready to run their offense back out there. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Kicks the handoff, now Love. They left him wide open. It's complete. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
I love everything about that play, Kate, so much for a quarterback. When you throw in that crossing route, it's imperative that you lead that receiver. You don't throw where he's at, you throw where he's going. And when you do, yards after catch follow.
So the big play moves him well past midfield, has him set up now at the 35. First down throw, here's Love. Finds the in route, complete. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
2nd and 3 now. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud cornerback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
Commanders with an extra DB out there to defend this 3rd down. Throwing, Love. This gets the 1st and more. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gained 18 on the previous play.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
From the red zone now. And this is going to be a Green Bay touchdown. The Packers now lead by 10. Christian Watson with the touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
McManus on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Packers drive their lead to 11. On now is McManus to kick this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. It's a 14-3 ball game as they take over following the score. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Daniels. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. And they just did.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap to Daniels. He has the first over the middle. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. He gets 6 on that play. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line. 1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
The Commanders in the hurry-up. They're hustling for the line. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. Shotgun snap, again to Robinson. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Now timeout taken by Green Bay. That's its 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. The Commanders ready for the punt. Keyshawn Nixon returning this for the Packers. Fair catch called for, and he brings it in. Looks like right at about the 29-yard line. No return on that punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. First and 10 now from the 30. Love out of the shotgun. Completed over the middle. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 39. This one taken in by Kraft. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
On 1st and 10, here's Love. Quick slant taken in by Dobbs. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Timeout taken by the Packers, their 3rd and final one. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Love to throw again. And this won't be caught. Clock is going to stop. We've got 14 seconds to go.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Love now. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these third downs.
The Packers send out their punting unit. Wait for 48 with his first kick, and this one looks even better. And his job's done, and it is a job well done. That punt fights deep into enemy territory, out of bounds at the 7. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. All right, no more excitement here in this first half. He kneels this one down. Both teams head to the locker room. That's halftime here in Green Bay. The Cheeseheads with plenty to cheer about as their Packers had the lead. Now we'll send you south to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll let you and Brock catch your breath as we welcome the rest of you to our EA Sports Halftime Report. It was an excellent first half from quarterback Jordan Love. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break. With that, the two squads are headed out of the tunnel. So let's get you back out to Kay Scott and Brock Ewer.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flight. Jaden Reed to return this. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Here's the Packer offense headed out to start the third quarter. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the third. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Connects on the crosser. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I don't care how good a secondary you are, how loaded you are with talent. When you've got time to allow a receiver to work from one side of the field all the way to the other versus zone coverage, well, you're going to make a defense pay.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Putting a receiver in motion. Running on first here with Jacobs. And he's able to take this up pretty close to that 40-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
He's got it over the middle, and he'll be brought down at about the 29. Pickup of 12 on that play, and it'll be first down Packers.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Frankie Louvu there for the tackle.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. To the air with Love. He's on the move. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a really good job by the defense right there. Doing something I hear all the time in coaches' meetings. I want to keep that quarterback in the box. I want to put a fence around him. Don't want to let him get out and make a big play breaking the pocket.
On for the field goal now. Here's Brandon McManus. Ball on the right hash, the distance 43 yards. And the kick by Folk is good. And that extends their lead to 14.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
On now is McManus to kick this away. He fields it from the 8. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Commanders set to take over. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Play fake here. Daniels escapes the pocket. He takes it himself.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Option play. Here's a give to Eckler. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a gain of 4. And the Commanders will have a first.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
First and 10 around to Robinson. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, once we saw them on a collision course with one another, we know how inertia works. The bigger man, he wins.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Back to throw. Here's Daniels. That one's caught along the left sideline. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders start the second half with some needed points. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Austin Seibert on to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Commanders chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. On the return, here comes Reed. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Packers and Jordan Love set to take over again. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Shotgun now for Love. Gets this one to Watson. And he gets him around 6 there. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner.
You know, Kate, that really is one of the benefits that comes with experience. You'll feel it. Right? Look at the quarterback, never seeing the rush, never looking at the rush. Instead, eyes are downfield, and the big play follows.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Love from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's Love. Complete on the slant to Watson. We'll have him gain about a handful there. It was Mike Sanders still on that stop.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
From the 47. Finds him over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. Taken in by Dobbs. And he's able to get this down to the 36. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Play fake, it's Love. Couldn't connect right side, it's incomplete.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Going run again with Jacobs. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. That's a clutch 7-yard pickup, and it pays off the call to go for it on 4th down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Now a toss. This is Jacobs. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Three-quarters in the books from this one. The Packers with it. They have the lead late, but this game is close. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Handoff here to Jacobs. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Here's Love to throw. He's got it! It's a Green Bay touchdown! Now in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
McManus on for the extra point. And the kick is good. And we're going to have some extra yardage added to the kickoff on the roughing call. So they tag him for roughing the kicker. And now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. On now is McManus to kick this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And he has kept his pace up in the second half. His quarterback more than happy to keep throwing it his way, considering what he's been able to do with his looks all game. First and 10 now from the 30. Drive starts with an option, right side. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
I can promise you, that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Complete out to the right side. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
New set of downs for him from the 46. From the gun, it's Robinson. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Daniels. Has a man, it's Brown. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s. Versus man on the drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
On first down, here's Daniels. down to the 35 before stepping out.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on the throw, that's a go-to route to target.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Shotgun snap to Daniels. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down. Again, Daniels to the air. He's got time here. It's tipped away and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down.
I think it's fair to say, in the eye in the sky doesn't lie, without that ball being tipped, we are looking at a big game. A missed opportunity to push their offense and a great play on the other side to deny the throw.
Desperation time here on 4th. That's cut beyond the marker. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. They stun the defense with a gain of 14 on 4th down and pick up the 1st.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Here's Robinson up the middle. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign where they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Another carry for Robinson. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. A nice gain of 8 there, and that brings them to 1st and goal.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the 1st down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
And that is caught. It's a Washington touchdown. The Commanders now within 1 score in the 4th. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. Well, I'm fairly certain he left his leg up there just an extra half second to try to draw the flag, but hey, you still got to be able to avoid running into him if you're the defender.
You know, Kate, you make a great point, and I've always wondered what these kickers and punters do in their meetings. I think they do that. They put on a pretty good show so they could draw a penalty, too.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packers headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. First and 10 now from the 30. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Now might be a good spot to remind everybody, about for the thousandth time, how much better athletes these D tackles are today, Kate. A decade or two ago, they just ate up space. Now, they eat up running backs.
On second down, Jacobs. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. Give him 4 yards on the carry. Gets him some yards back, but still 3rd and 9 upcoming. Looking to throw. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
They'll send out the punting unit. It'll be Daniel Whelan doing the honors. And he sends this away, definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And a fair catch made without incident, just inside the 25. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. He'll look to throw it. Short pass brought in. And he'll get it up to the 27. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. Here he is to throw. He has the first over the middle. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. It's a pickup of 26. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
Well, that is a well-designed route right there. He really made it easy to get that pass to him. Creating space, QB receiver, deliver.
That's complete. Here's Brown. Give him 32 on that play. And the Commanders will have a first.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he can transform a short completion into a big play.
Two timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. And he brings it in. Touchdown, and a big decision coming up for him now. So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for 2 and the lead?
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach. Does he trust his offense more to go get this 2-point conversion, or is he going to lean in his defense and believe that they can get the stop?
On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the 4th. It's all lined up. Seibert now ready to send this flight. Nixon now to return it. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Now here comes the Green Bay offense. And even with some time left, Brock, a long ways to go to get into range for a game winner. They're going to need to move it in a hurry. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Completes this one to Dontavion Wicks. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Two timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. Love out of the shotgun. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Shotgun now for Love. That's into the hands of Dobbs. And he's going to be touched down about 3 yards shy of the marker. And for the Commanders, a 5th defensive back out there. They're going nickel on 3rd down. Looking to throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Timeout taken by the Packers, their 3rd and final one. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. A modest amount of time left, Brock, but crucially, no timeouts for him. It's 1st down. Love to throw again. This finds Dobbs. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Jacobs running behind center. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Most of the people watching will forget about that play in a couple minutes, but the coaches won't forget. He has that filed away the next time he really needs to pick up a few yards.
Keeping that pace going as the clock continues to run. 1st down throw, here's Love. And that one hits the ground incomplete. A single second left now on the clock.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
So immense pressure resting on this kick from Brandon McManus. He was good on his 1st attempt and a 2nd from a little over 45 here. One final second on that clock. There's a timeout. We'll have to wait just a touch longer to close this one out. Now it all comes down to the veteran, confidently marching out for this moment. From the left hash, this is from 47. The kick is good, he got it! And the 3rd time he puts it through will be the charm, they've won it! So this is a Packers win. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't gonna lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Packers are your winners as we say so long from Green Bay.